Hey y'all, what's good? What's poppin'? It's been a minute since I filmed a video, but I'm glad to be sitting down with y'all and filming another video for you today. I'm sorry that I was MIA for the past couple of weeks. I just had a lot going on in my personal life. I was busy with work and then I got really sick, so I've just been a little under the weather and I haven't been feeling up to filming a video. You know, I don't want to come on here and be inauthentic or whatever. I want to only provide y'all with the best content. Among other things that, you know, I had to do in the past few weeks, I had to go clean out the house that I grew up in because my parents are putting it on the market. They're gonna sell it. So while I was doing that, I happened to find a bunch of really old makeup that I had when I was first starting out with makeup. I think for today's video I'm gonna go ahead and can y'all not? So I think for today's video I'm just gonna go ahead and do a video where I sit down and just try a full face of these old, possibly expired makeup products. That's a video concept I've seen fly around. I've seen a couple people film full face old / expired makeup, and so when I was cleaning out my house and I seen these products, I thought, you know, that would be a perfect video idea to try out, so that's what we're gonna do today. I've seen that I got a lot of new subscribers in the past couple weeks, so for those of you who are coming back to the channel, welcome back. For those of you who it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, just go ahead and be sure to click that subscribe button and go ahead and click the bell button so you get a notification as well every time I upload a new video. Okay, so first things first, with most makeup looks you start with primers, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. So I have two primers in here. I have one that I loved, which is the Benefit POREfessional primer, and then I have one which I clearly did not, which is this Maybelline Master Prime primer base, and this is the Blur Pore Minimizer. I know there was a couple different primers. I believe they had like a color correcting one, they had a hydrating one, and I believe they also had like a sun protecting one, but I don't remember. So I picked up the one for pores because that was an issue for me at the time, but obviously I did not like it because I have pretty much a full container of product left, whereas the POREfessional I have barely anything left. But I think for this look I'm still gonna go ahead and use the POREfessional because I really loved how that made my skin look, and I want to see if I'm still loving it after all these years and after all the changes my skin has gone through. I just have some left, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use that to prime. I'm also gonna like smell the products before I put them on my face, porque si huele como mierda, I'm not putting that on my face, you feel me? Alright, smells good, we're good. Looks a little dry though, so we'll see. It doesn't feel dry, but it looks drier than what I remember it looking like when it came out the tube. It's been a minute since I've used this primer though. Oh, okay. Still performs how I remember it. So this primer gives me a blurred pore effect. It smooths out all the pores that I have going on in the cheek area right here, which isn't as problematic for me now, but when I first was getting into makeup, because I was using it to cover up my imperfections and blemished skin, that was a bigger concern for me back then. So it just gives you a nice pore filling and also somewhat of a mattifying effect, which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the mattifying aspect. Y'all know I'm here for the dewy look, but it's not mattifying in like a drying or a tight way. It's like an Instagram filter in real life sort of mattifying effect, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of like you just took the blur tool and smoothed it over your face. That's what it's giving me. Yeah, I don't know why I stopped using this primer. On to foundation. So I have two here. So I have this Milk Makeup Sunshine Skin Tint, which I don't know if I'm gonna be using because I don't know if you can see, but it's just a hot mess right now. I mean, it still smells fine, but the whole product is just a mess. I don't feel like dealing with that right now. It is too late, and I'm filming on my bed. I'm not trying to ruin my sheets right now. And then for my other foundation, I still have a decent amount of this, actually. If y'all are OG or you've been here for a while, at least since, you know, I've been filming makeup videos, y'all have probably seen this product make an appearance on my channel once or twice. It is this Supergoop CC Cream, and this is the one that's in the shade medium to dark. And I used to rave about this so much back in the day. I don't know what it was about this. This was the second foundation product I ever tried besides the Tarte BB Rescue. I don't remember what the product name was, but I tried that. I don't know, it was alright. I didn't love it. It didn't really blend into my skin the way I wanted a foundation to. I might have also not had the best blending techniques at the time, but I'm not about to throw myself under the bus. So I tried this and I instantly fell in love. Something about this formula, I don't know what it is. It just gives you that perfect coverage. It kind of covers up all your imperfections, but it doesn't give you such a full coverage look that you look flat. Whatever skin condition you have going on underneath, it just makes your skin look beautiful. It gives you a nice blurred effect because it has light diffusing mica and diamond powder in there, so it softens the look of pores, fine lines, wrinkles, things like that, and gives you a nice luminous look. And for me, it was just such a versatile foundation. It worked in pretty much every situation. That's what I loved about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I still feel the same way over a year later. but you know, I used to apply this with a sponge, and I've actually more recently been into using flat brushes to apply my foundation instead of a sponge and buffing them in that way. So I'm going to take this EcoTools complexion buffer brush and work it into my skin with that. So I'm just going to take a pea-sized amount, start off lightly, and just work up from there. I wonder if I'll still have the coverage with a brush versus with a sponge. I used to love how it finished with a sponge. Okay, so Real Tea, I think they updated the shade range a little bit, and by a little bit I mean I think there's like one more shade darker now, but this was the darkest shade that they offered at the time that I bought it, and I just want to point out that the shade name is medium to dark. So, Supergoop, I just wanted to bring it to your attention that there are people way darker than me. I should not have been the darkest shade, and also I'm definitely not medium to dark. I'm light medium, if anything, just keeping it real. Okay, so I actually really love the finish of the foundation with the brush. I still love this foundation 2 years later, but I will say, I don't know if it's the foundation or if I'm just having like some placebo effect right now, but I feel like my face is like slightly, I don't want to say burning, but it's tingling. Honestly, looking at this foundation, I'm surprised that I ever stopped wearing it. It literally covered up my imperfections so well. I do still have a couple peeking through, but nothing too bad, nothing too prominent. My skin looks nice and blurred and nice and luminous. It's such a beautiful foundation. I don't know why I ever stopped wearing it. Again, shade range, work on it. Enough of me attacking them. Let's get into concealer. So I'm gonna take 2 concealer products. I have this Flesh Correct and Cover pens. This is like a duo under eye corrector and then kind of like a concealer product. So I'm gonna use the under eye correct shade for this to give my under eyes a brightened effect. And then I also have this Tom Ford concealer for men, and this is in the shade 2 medium. I've had this product forever. This was actually the first makeup product I've ever used. I bought it over like 3 years ago when I was on spring break in Boston because, bitch, I was going out and I was not trying to look ugly at the club, okay? All right, so first let me go ahead and just take this pen. So you had to twist the pen to dispense the product. I don't know if y'all can see, but it's twisted and I got some product on the tip here. So I'm just gonna do a little bit under the eyes. I don't know if y'all can see on camera, but it has a nice warm peachy tone to it to correct the purple and the darkness that people tend to have going on in the under eye region. From what I remember, it did an okay job of that, but it was just so light. Like, this product is literally so watery, it was so light. I feel like the effect it had was so subtle. Didn't hate it, didn't love it. So I think before I blended it in with a sponge, but I'm just gonna blend it in with my finger because I feel like a sponge will literally just soak up the entire product. Okay, so that actually looks really good blended in with a finger. I really love that this isn't like a super heavyweight concealer. It just gives you like a nice brightened effect. It corrects the discoloration you have going on, and like I said, because of the tones it has in it, it kind of neutralizes any purple or darkness that you'll have in the under eye areas, but it's not so full coverage like a concealer that it's making me look crazy or contoured or anything like that. It's just making me look nice and luminous and awake. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take the Tom Ford concealer and just go ahead and run over any spots I have peeking through in my skin right now with that. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, I can definitely tell that this is like a really old product. It's pulling a little bit of the skin as I apply it. Definitely not as creamy as it was when I first bought it, but you know, hopefully that doesn't affect the blendability. We'll see. Oh my god, wait, I stopped smelling these products. Okay, I'm being a little dramatic with the whole I'm gonna smell everything beforehand, but this one I probably should, just to be safe. And then again, I'm gonna just take the same finger I blended the under eye corrector out with and just go ahead and dab those into the skin as well. Okay, and that is my base. You almost can't tell that I'm wearing expired makeup. Actually, some of this probably isn't even expired, but it's getting there. It's sus. Now I need to powder my face, so I have quite a few options here. So I have this Revolution Luxury Baking Powder. I have this NYX Mineral Set It Don't Fret It. I have this NYX Mineral HD Setting Powder, and then I have this Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this NYX HD Finishing Powder just because I feel like this is the cleanest out of all of them that I have. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dot that all over my complexion to go ahead ahead and mattify everything and set it as well. And then in addition, I'm gonna go ahead and take this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm gonna take the Revolution Luxury Baking Powder, and I'm gonna get some in the cap, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the setting brush, get some powder on the brush. I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes with this, just because this is a nice banana powder. It's baking shade, so it's gonna give you that nice bright under eye effect. And I'm gonna pack on the powder. I'm gonna go ahead and bake while I do the rest of my makeup, and I'll come back and swipe the excess off later. All right, so now it's time to contour. So I guess I wasn't a huge fan of contouring back in the day. I don't have too many contour products, but one that I do have is this Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette. So it has two shades here. You got a nice banana powder shade for highlighting, and then you have this kind of cocoa shade for contour. Now I'm not gonna use the banana shade because I already used the Makeup Revolution setting powder on my under eyes, but I will go ahead and do some light contour. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my Real Techniques sculpting brush, I'm gonna take the powder on there and just gently dab some of that on the cheek. So I'm gonna go really carefully with this as a contour shade, because I don't know if y'all can see it on camera, but this actually pulls pretty warm. I feel like this is more of a bronzer than a contour, so I'm just gonna go very lightly with that and use it as more of like a bronzing effect instead of a contour, because otherwise I'm gonna look like a clown. Yeah, see, I just blended that up into this area right here, and that is just so, it's not a contour shade, that is so red, so muddy. This is literally like what my skin would look like if I got a sunburn. All right, so there so there's my shitty contour blended in. Let me go ahead and attempt to do my nose. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the contour powder on the side of this e.l.f. mineral powder brush and just gently run it down the side of my nose. All right, and there is my $3 contour looking busted. I let this powder sit here for a minute and bake on my under eye, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe the excess away now. So now I wanna go ahead and add a little bit of color back to my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and do blush. I have two products here. Both of these are from e.l.f. These are both from their Beautifully Bare collection. So I have the two blushes from there. So I have the one which is Peach Perfection, which is this nice peachy shade, which I'm actually a really big fan of. I love how this applies, and I love how the color looks on your skin. It's nice and beautiful and sheer. It's a cream to powder formula, so it goes on creamy, but it finishes down to a powder finish. It doesn't budge. And then I also have this one in the shade Soft Rose, which is more of a pinky shade. I don't really like blushes like these, this shade. It kind of reminds me of Marie Antoinette in like the worst way. So I tend to avoid really pink blushes like that. I like to steer more towards like a rosy or a peachy shade for my blush, which is great because I love Peach Perfection. And it's really weird because even though both of these blushes are from the Beautifully Bare collection, they have a different finish, texture, application, all that. It's so weird. I'm just gonna go ahead and take some. I swirled my finger in the pan, and I'm gonna go ahead and just dab that on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, definitely this feels kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. It feels a little tackier than it applied when I first started using it, and it's taking a lot longer to blend out than I remember it. But it still has that nice, beautiful, sheer wash of color. I'm still getting that cream to powder finish. All right, y'all, we're getting like near the end of this video. I actually didn't used to use a lot of different types of makeup products, so my collection here is a little barren, bear with me. And now I think it's time to go on with highlights. So I have a couple products here, all from Wet n Wild. So I have their Mega Glow highlighting powder, and this is in the shade Precious Petals. It's a nice, beautiful champagne-y shade. It kind of reminds me of a Becca Champagne Pop color. I have this Wet n Wild Mega Glow makeup stick in the highlight shade, and this one is sort of like silvery pinkish rose gold, somewhere in that color scheme. I don't know how to describe it. I'm a Y-chrome. We're not good with colors. Bear with me. And then I also have this Hello Halo Liquid Illuminator, which at least on the bottle looks like it's the same shade as the highlight stick. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and dab a little bit of the liquid highlighter on, and then I'll go ahead and go over it with the powder highlight to intensify it. Just gonna go ahead and dab the liquid highlight where I would. So right on the high points of my cheek here, a little bit down the center of my nose. And I want to focus quite a bit on the tip as well. Do a little bit on the Cupid's bow. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my finger and just tap that in. Let me take a clean one so I don't accidentally blend together all the makeup products that I had on my hand. So 2 years later, the formula is still pretty good, but I will say she is a little chonky. She is kind of clumping up a little bit. I don't know if that's because I'm blending it with my fingers. I don't know if that's any of the other products underneath, or I don't know if that's because she's a little aged, but I just want to point out she is clumping a little bit, but y'all probably can't see it on camera. I can barely see it in real life. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the Mega Glow highlighting powder, and I'm going to take the same Real Techniques setting brush that I was using earlier to set the under eyes. And I love the detail on this highlight. Like, look, they actually took the time to imprint actual rose, like an actual flower into it. That's just so cute. I love Wet n Wild. They do the most, even though they recently came under fire because they're probably not cruelty free anymore. So again, I'm just running this over the areas that I placed the liquid highlight before, just to intensify it. And as you can see, she's looking icy honey. Oh my gosh, girl, I can't believe I almost forgot my brows. I'm tripping. Oops, sorry, Caribou. Okay, so I don't have any brow gel, but I do have 2 brow pencils, both from NYX. I have this Precision Brow Pencil, which has this like slim, thick, I don't know how to describe it. It's like chunky, but slim at the same time. Pencil right here. And this one is in the shade Espresso, which I believe is the darkest shade. This was before I figured out that using a lighter brow pencil actually gives you a more natural effect. So I think these are both black. Yeah, this one is also the shade Black, which is their darkest shade, and this is their micro brow pencil, which has the fine tip. As you can see, it's kind of comparable to like an ABH Brow Wiz or a Benefit Precisely My Brow. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the Precision Brow Pencil just because I feel like it'll be quicker, and I'm just trying to get these shits done. Alright, nice simple brow. Let me just go ahead and comb that through. It looks beautiful. It's nice and quick. It took like literally 30 seconds. We stand. And actually, I was afraid that it was going to be like super dark, but this isn't like a too offensive shade. I don't have a brow gel to set these or anything, doesn't matter. It's like 10 o'clock at night, I'm not going anywhere, but would be nice. Actually, I do remember back in the day, I used to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I still do, I'm a huge fan of it, but I don't want to waste it for this video, okay? I don't want to say waste, this isn't a waste, y'all are important, but you know what I mean. And now that the brows are done, I can go ahead and highlight the brow bone as well. Okay, now that that is all nice and situated and highlighted, last things last. So it's not like a true lipstick or anything like that, but I do have this sugar tinted lip treatment, and this is the one in the shade Nude. So as you can see, it's this nice pinky nude color, and honestly this might be the crustiest out of all the products I have left and that I'm going to use in this tutorial. I mean, it smells good, but I don't know, sis. It's kind of sus. And that's the lip. I remember, like, I love how moisturizing this product is. I always love that about this product, but I really wish I got this in the clear shade because I just can't get behind this pink. I don't know, it looks, I just look like a little ashy in my opinion. That is it for this look, y'all. That is a full face of old, expired, I guess, makeup products. Most of these probably aren't expired, but you know, they're getting there. They're getting up there in age. And some of these definitely were expired. Like for sure, the Tom Ford Concealer has definitely seen better days. She is long gone. But for the most part, these products still perform. They still snatch my wig. Hopefully they don't also snatch my skin and make me break out. But with that being said, I really enjoyed filming this video for you guys. I was glad to sit down and film something. I hope y'all enjoyed it as well. If you did, be sure to just go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, if you haven't already, just go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button, and as well click the bell button so you can get notifications on all my new videos, all my uploads. Be sure to leave a comment below letting me know what you liked about this video, what you disliked, any video topics you want to see in the future. You know, you want to see like story times, you want to see me try a certain makeup look, you want to see me review a certain product. Leave a comment on it down below and I'll get around to doing it. And with that being said, I'll be back shortly with a new video. Bye.